So, hi, my name's Gabby, and my business is Gratitude Gaby. And I got started with that actually in the end of 2018 is when I started to get inspired about potentially starting this business because I had already been sharing a lot of my personal practices for organization and habits and just mindfulness and things like that on my social media, just in conversations with friends. I've had people reach out to me and ask, can you help me out with this? Can you help me? Can you give me some tips on staying organized? Can you give me some tips on this? It was really just kind of recognizing that demand. Like I see that something that comes so naturally to me, a lot of other people, it might not come naturally to them or they might struggle with it. So that's when kind of started the Gratitude Gaby business, and it's evolved a lot since then.
What were kind of some early challenges as far as like you being the only person running this business and how do I learn everything to start my own business? What did that kind of look like for you to get started? And what were some struggles that you faced?
Oh, definitely time. That's a big challenge because I wanted to pour like my all into it, all of my energy, all of my time into building my business. But obviously with a startup and with a baby business, like you're not going to start making money for a while. So I had to still have, a part-time or full-time job. So yeah, finding the time or making the time to work on my personal business in my free time was a challenge. It went very slowly because I would just not have enough energy or bandwidth at the end of the day to be able to dedicate to it, especially being on my own, not being able to hire anyone else for help with building the website and the social media and posting often and just those kinds of things.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get something off the ground like that, be able to reach clients and have the infrastructure you need to be able to follow up with and maintain that connection. How many hours would you say you work a week?
In the beginning, probably only worked about, honestly, like probably like 4 to 5 hours a week on it, just because I had so much else going on at the same time. And it was around the same time that I was planning a big life move and everything. But since coming back from traveling and just kind of settling in back in, I've been able to dedicate a lot more time. And then fast forward to quarantine, that allowed me to dedicate like 10 to probably like 15 hours a week, real media and Instagram stories and things like that. Just more of building the website and newsletters and marketing in those senses. So yeah, I'd say now I probably am back to like a 5 kind of hour a week thing because I'm pretty busy again. A lot of things are already set in place. So it's more just maintaining and managing, and there probably could be a lot more marketing that I'm doing, but realistically, yeah, like five or so hours a week.
I know we hear it a lot is like entrepreneurs, they work like these crazy, crazy hours and work all the time. But it's so amazing to see and hear you say, once I've got it to the point where I want it, now I'm kind of working on the fun stuff. I get to market. Everything else on the back end, taking care of clients is like dry, rinse, repeat pretty much. It's just standard business. You know exactly what you're doing at this point. It's kind of up to you how many hours you can put in and you want to put in. Where would you see yourself in, say, 5 years' time?
In 5 years, I can see myself working fully just for my personal business and having it maybe evolve into coaching and accountability coaching, including some other forms of just ways to connect with people and ways to help people better their lives. So whether that's through like teaching meditation, guided meditations, guided like movement and breath work, I've thought about getting certified in Mind and Ayurveda as well to incorporate that into my coaching. So just having the business just kind of continue to grow and evolve and not be just this little baby like side thing, and just have it be my full-time job, and enough so that I can hire other people and can bring on a team and have people be like specialized in different things, and so that when someone needs a coach, someone needs a life coach, they can kind of have interviews with the different coaches and pick the one that's right for them, and vice versa, and just have it be this collaborative effort, and yeah, just see where it goes from there. That would be
Awesome.
dream. Mhm.
Absolutely. That I hope you make it all happen. What you kind of do, if you could give us just a breakdown of, what a consultation would look like, and how you kind of help people through, and kind of what the whole service is.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's accountability coaching. That kind of looks different for everybody, but basically, a regular session starts with 30-minute just little intro call to get to know each other, and establish some intentions and goals that you want to set for yourself. And then there are like worksheets that I send before our first call to help you kind of hone in on your main goals and any challenges that you've faced trying to achieve those on your own thus far. Um, Little things like that to kind of guide our call, so that when we do get on the call, and it's like a 4 call kind of package. It used to be like a monthly thing, but I've realized that doesn't really work for people, because a lot of people prefer like bi-weekly or something like that. So it's just like 4 calls per package. And so we go deep into like your goals and the habits and routines and things like that that you want to adopt into your life. And just based on my own experience and other clients' experiences, I just kind of listen and hold space and provide any kind of tips and suggestions and guides that I can. And then when it comes to the actual goals, we kind of set very specific action steps to for that chunk, that next week until the next call, or 2 weeks the client wants. There's always accountability like check-ins via email or messenger, just to see how you're doing, and if you're keeping up with the goals that you have set for yourself. Yeah, it's very simple, but it's very potent. I've seen a lot of people benefit a lot from it.
So, kind of walk us through, like, how do you stay motivated, and how do you continue to innovate and push yourself to learn these new things? Is there ever a point where you thought, like, oh, I can't do this, like, I thought I just need to stop, I can't do it, like, I can't go any further, but you've pushed yourself through and you've taught yourself that, and you ultimately, obtained what you set out to do, and it's all kind of because of what you teach at Gratitude Gaby, and how you push yourself and your mind.
Yes, actually, that's really interesting you mentioned that, because I completely forgot to mention that part of that, like, I also offer, freelance marketing services and things like that. But it was like a blockage for me. It was something that I didn't that's not what I wanted to do. I went to school for marketing, and I'm really grateful for the knowledge and experience that I've gained. But when I decided to kind of leave the corporate world, I was like, I'm not going back to that. I'm not gonna, I want to stay away from business and marketing for a while and just kind of do thing and go in a totally different direction. Throughout the product, needing a lot of business and marketing help. And I was like, dang it. Well, I mean, if I'm good at it, if it's something I learned and went to school for and can do, then it's like kind of just taking a step back. I had to take a step back and reassess, like, even though this isn't where I want to go, there's definitely a demand for it, and there's a way to infuse the other coaching aspects that are really important to me into just marketing help and marketing support. So that was an actually interesting like realization that I had when I decided to add marketing back into the services work for the first time.
So, is there anything else you would like our guests to know about Gratitude Gabby? Why should they, come over and use your resource and use your wealth of knowledge? What sets you apart and what makes your service so unique that people need to try you out?
Well, I think that like everyone, even though there's millions of coaches out there or millions of yoga teachers out there, everyone has their own little flair or spark or whatever it may be. So I think that if anything that I've said resonates with someone, then it might be a good match to try out my services, because you never know what can happen. Like it can lead to a collaboration or a conversation that you never even thought would have come up just because you made a connection with the person themselves. No, I know that sounds weird. Like it's not like something specific about my business sets me apart. It's really just like me doing it versus the next person doing it. Like maybe for someone else, the other person doing it, it resonates with them much more. And also just on my website, I really try to gather as much feedback as I can. I'm always asking people like, check out my website and let me know what you'd like more of, whether it's resources, like suggestions on things like guided meditations, recipes, like little random organization hacks. Like I just tried to have my website be just this fountain of resources. Yeah, the more people visit it and provide feedback, the more it's going to continue growing and evolving. So I hope that people will go and check it out. I've noticed a lot of patterns and themes when it comes to like habits that people want to set and goals and blockages. So I've set up this basic, simple, like free email challenge where people just can sign up and just receive a daily email for those 5 days with just tips and resources and tools, staying accountable for their goals and routines and habits that they want to set up. And with that, I plan to gather a lot of feedback. It's more of like it's a free offering, so that I can gather a lot of feedback about it and eventually build a course. That's what I really want to do, is have a course on my website where people can just come and go and purchase and take it at their own pace. It's not like a live in person or in real time thing, just something that people can purchase or gift to friends. And it'll be just like a more detailed and more dense, I guess, version of the email challenge with any kind of guidance I can provide.